Someone wakes up at the crack of dawn. They hold a clay pot in their hands. Inside is cocoa, prepared according to a recipe from 1,000 years ago. A few hundred kilometers away, someone dons a diving suit and jumps into the water. Beneath them are not corals, but the ruins of a sunken city. Further south, deep in the forest, someone is praying. Mexico is a country like this. On the same land, there are pyramids and skyscrapers, cenotes and volcanoes, dozens of different UNESCO sites and chocolates served at breakfast. All of these marvels continue to exist on the same land at the same time. From the Atlantic to the Pacific, from Maya trails to Aztec calendars, from tropical forests to desert plateaus, this journey reveals Mexico's true face to us. A living, breathing Mexico, sometimes exhausting but always enchanting. Now we're heading there. A city within a city. Beneath this city, one of the world's largest metropolises, lies an entirely different city. Tenochtitlan, the magnificent capital of the Aztec civilization. Once built in the middle of a lake and surrounded by waterways and bridges, all that remains of this vast city are thin archaeological layers and the ruins of the Templo Mayor. As you walk through Mexico City, you're walking on history without even realizing it. This feeling is most palpable in the vast Zócalo Square. This area, one of the world's largest urban squares, features the massive Metropolitan Cathedral on one side and the National Palace, built from Aztec stone, on the other. Inside the palace, Diego Rivera's murals reflect the entire history of Mexico through a unique visual narrative. We highly recommend that museum lovers visit Mexico City. Mexico City is home to an unparalleled number of museums. With over 150 museums, it offers an unparalleled exploration for enthusiasts of art, history, archaeology, and anthropology. Among these museums, the National Museum of Anthropology holds a special place. Housing artifacts from the Maya, Aztec, Zapotec, and other Mesoamerican peoples, this institution alone is worth setting aside a few days to explore. As you stroll through the Art Nouveau buildings of the Condesa and Roma neighborhoods in the morning, you discover a different side of the city. Life moves at a slower pace. In the narrow streets of Coyoacán, Frida Kahlo's Blue House is also located here. Meanwhile, the city's cheerful, vibrant, and traditional side comes to life along the colorful boat canals of Xochimilco. The city built by the gods. We're heading northeast from Mexico City. Teotihuacan. In the Nahuatl language, this name means the place where the gods were created. The Aztecs gave it this name. By the time they reached the city, those who built it had long since vanished into history. The buildings, monuments, and pyramids were there. But they didn't know whose work they were. It's still unknown. Teotihuacan was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1987. The Pyramid of the Sun, at 65 meters tall, is nearly as large as the Great Pyramid of Giza. As you climb its steps, you can't help but think of the hands that placed these massive stones. When you walk along the Avenue of the Dead, you begin to grasp the city's true scale. This was not a temple. It was a city. Estimates suggest that at its peak, Teotihuacan was home to between 100,000 and 200,000 people. It was one of the largest urban centers of its time. With the structures, platforms, and temples rising on either side of the avenue, you can still sense that ancient grandeur today. Viewed from the top of the Moon Pyramid, one can see a symmetrical layout, astronomical alignments, and a meticulous urban design. The orientation of the Sun Pyramid is perfectly aligned with the exact points of sunrise and sunset on specific dates each year. This is where astronomy and architecture converge. The capital of elegance. As you head southeast, two volcanoes come into view on the horizon. Popocatépetl and Iztaccíhuatl. In the shadow of these two massive peaks lies one of Mexico's best preserved cities, Puebla. The facades of buildings adorned with Talavera pottery. The artisanal markets in the narrow yet vibrant streets. And the cathedral rising with its Baroque architecture define this city's visual identity. To truly understand Puebla, one must look beyond its architecture, for the city's greatest legacy lies within its cuisine. Mole poblano is perhaps the most revered dish in Mexican cuisine. Dozens of ingredients, hours of preparation, and a recipe passed down through generations. A flavor that, like Mexico itself, takes time to fully appreciate. Chiles en nogada is another masterpiece unique to Puebla. The colors created by the pomegranate, white sauce, and green chipotle chili reflect the colors of the Mexican flag. Every bite is a distinct delight. The world's largest pyramid. Just a few kilometers from Puebla lies the world's largest pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Cholula. At first glance, you can't see it because it looks like a hill. Its surface is covered in soil, having gradually blended into the natural landscape over the centuries. But it isn't hollow. Inside lies a network of tunnels, stretching 8 kilometers in length. In terms of volume, this pyramid surpasses the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. With a base area of 400 meters on each side, it was built layer by layer over the centuries by the various civilizations of Mesoamerica. This structure, where each era added its own temple atop the previous one, is a place where history truly piles up layer upon layer. Everything is interconnected in these lands. The Aztecs followed in the footsteps of the Maya. Today, we stand upon the layers of all these ancient civilizations. Every journey to Mexico is, in fact, a journey into history, and this journey has only just begun. We will also journey through Mexico's natural landscapes. From the massive Copper Canyon in the north to the Pacific coast of Baja, California. From the magical migration of monarch butterflies to the olive green valleys of Oaxaca. The journey continues. Subscribe, don't miss it. The silent giant of the north. Located in the mountainous region of the state of Chihuahua, near the U.S. border, it is one of the world's largest canyons. Copper Canyon, or Barrancas del Cobre, as it is known in Mexico, is not actually a single canyon, but a system comprising 6 major canyons. In terms of total depth and volume, it even surpasses the Grand Canyon in the United States. The best way to explore the canyon is likely via one of the world's most breathtaking railway routes. El Chepe, or officially known as the Chihuahua al Pacifico Railway. This train stretches approximately 700 kilometers from the city of Chihuahua to Los Mochis on the Pacific coast. Along the way, there are dozens of bridges and tunnels and a constantly changing landscape. On this journey that takes you from mountains to canyons, and from canyons to tropical plains, you can witness Mexico's geographical diversity in a single train ride. Copper Canyon is not only a geological wonder, but also a region where the Tarahumara people have lived for centuries and continue to do so. Known as the Raramuri, this community is renowned for its ultra-long distance running. They maintain their way of life in the mountains and among the rocks, in a world where modern civilization has barely penetrated. In the small villages along the canyon's edge, you may occasionally encounter Tarahumara women selling hand-woven textiles or pottery. Where the desert meets the sea. As we head west toward the Pacific coast, we encounter another vibrant side of Mexico. The Baja California Peninsula is one of Mexico's longest and perhaps least understood regions. This narrow strip of land, stretching approximately 1,200 kilometers, borders the Pacific Ocean on one side and the Sea of Cortez on the other. In the southern part of the peninsula, the Los Cabos region, comprising Cabo San Lucas and San Jose del Cabo, is one of the rare places where the desert meets the ocean. Cactus forests merge with sandy beaches. The region's most famous landmark is El Arco. This natural stone arch is located at the very tip of the peninsula, where the Sea of Cortez meets the Pacific. It's a breathtaking sight, even in photographs. The Sea of Cortez, meanwhile, is a world of its own. Described by Jacques Cousteau as the world's aquarium, this sea boasts incredible marine biodiversity. Whales, sharks, manta rays, pods of dolphins. Especially between December and March, pods of gray and blue whales can be spotted in these waters. It's a wonderful experience for those lucky enough to witness it. The monarch butterflies. Zen's endless migration. Every year in late October, in the mountain forests of the state of Michoacán, first you see a few orange spots on the tree branches. Then a few more, then hundreds. After that, you can't count them anymore. Monarch butterflies, Danaus plexippus, travel approximately 4,000 kilometers each year from Canada and the United States to reach the Oyamel fir forests in Michoacán. This migration is one of the largest insect migrations in the world. When you enter the forest, you can't see the bark of the trees, because every branch, every leaf, every surface is covered in orange wings. Millions of butterflies. El Rosario and Sierra Chincua are the two spots where you can observe this migration up close. This region, listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List, opens its doors to visitors every year between November and March. Scientists continue to explore questions about why the butterflies come precisely here, how they navigate, and how this journey is stored in their genetic memory. In addition to this natural wonder, Michoacán also stands out for the artisanal culture of Lake Pátzcuaro and the surrounding towns. It is perhaps the region where copperwork, wood carving, and the Day of the Dead celebrations are experienced in the most authentic way in the country. The city of colors and roots. As you head south, the air grows milder and the colors become more vibrant. Upon first setting foot in Oaxaca, one is greeted not by architecture, but by a feeling. As you walk along the cobblestones, a different color catches your eye at every turn. An emerald green facade, a deep red door, a wall painted yellow. Oaxaca is like a living color catalog. This city carries the living legacy of Zapotec and Mixtec cultures. Its historic center, built over centuries and preserved intact, is a UNESCO-designated site. But here, you feel the weight of history not in the density of buildings, but in the faces of the people. The hand-woven textiles, pottery, hand-painted velvet fabrics, and obsidian ornaments displayed in the markets are the products of knowledge and labor passed down through generations. Oaxaca's cuisine is an experience in itself. Known as the City of Seven Moles, this region offers a variety ranging from mole negro to mole amarillo. Tlayudas, memelita, tasajo, chapulines. Eating in the streets of Oaxaca is one of the highlights of the journey. The forgotten empire on the hill. To the west of the city of Oaxaca, the ruins of a civilization stand atop a flattened mountain peak. Monte Albán was the capital of the Zapotec Empire. Between 500 BC and AD 700, it was one of Mesoamerica's most important urban centers. And it was deliberately built here. Surrounded on all sides by valleys, This hill is visible from every point in the surrounding area, making it relatively easy to defend. When you step onto the platform, the panoramic view of the valley unfolds before your eyes. The three branches of the Oaxaca Valley are visible at the same time. Monte Albán was inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1987. The pyramids, temples, and observatories rising around the main plaza are a tangible manifestation of Zapotec engineering and astronomical knowledge. Building J, in particular, stands out from the others with its pointed shape. Astronomers believe this structure was built to track specific star movements. Mexico's natural landscape is like a painting. A canyon, a butterfly forest, a stone arch, an empire atop a hill. Each stands on its own. We also delve into the historical depth of these lands. From Mérida, the white city of Yucatan, to Chichen Itza, the Maya's astronomical masterpiece. From the mysterious kingdom of Palenque, deep within the jungle, to the sacred Cenote waters and the seven-colored lake of Bacalar. The white city of Yucatan. As you enter Yucatan, the atmosphere and architecture change. Mérida is at the heart of this transformation. Known as La Ciudad Blanca, the White City, Mérida is one of Mexico's best-preserved cities. Founded by the Spanish in the 16th century on the site of the Maya city of Tao, this city today, with a population of approximately 1 million, embodies both a modern and deeply traditional identity. The main square, Plaza Grande, is the heart of the city's activity. Overlooking the Grand Cathedral and Montejo Palace, this square hosts an event, a musical performance, or a traditional dance show almost every evening. Mérida has spread its culture not just to stages, but to its streets, squares, and the daily rhythm of its people. Mérida is also an excellent base for exploring Yucatan. Its proximity to Maya archaeological sites like Chichen Itza, Uxmal, and Zibilchaltún makes this city a cultural starting point. The Maya's celestial calendar. Just southeast of Mérida, you'll encounter perhaps Mexico's most iconic site, Chichen Itza. There's hardly anyone who hasn't heard of it. Everyone has seen photos of it. It's a place every traveler will want to visit. The Kukulkan Pyramid, or El Castillo, is larger than you might expect at first glance. There are exactly 182 steps on each of its 4 sides, 91 on each face, totaling 364, the number of days in a year. Add the platform at the very top, and it comes to 365. This is the calendar embedded in the architecture. The Maya's understanding of time is woven into every corner of Chichen Itza. During the spring and fall equinoxes, just twice a year, the afternoon sun illuminates the pyramid's northwest corner, casting 7 triangular shadows. These shadows descend toward the stone serpent's head on the pyramid's northern staircase. Though it may appear to be a play of light and shadow, The Maya who designed this spectacle carved astronomical precision into the stone. The fact that this calculation still works centuries later compels one to deep reflection. Chichen Itza is not limited to El Castillo. The Temple of the Warriors, the Thousand-Column Row, the Venus Platform, and Mexico's largest ball court are all located within this complex. The Maya ball game, Pac to Pac, was not merely a form of entertainment. It was a cosmological ritual. Some of the carvings on the stands document the significance of this ceremony. Chichen Itza was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1988. In 2007, it was named one of the new 7 wonders of the world. But the real wonder is the people who built a pyramid by calculating the exact angle of the sun. The kingdom in the forest. As we head southwest into the state of Chiapas, the landscape changes dramatically. The limestone plains of Yucatan give way to dense tropical forests. The air grows heavy, humidity rises, and everything turns a deeper shade of green. And within this jungle, in the early morning hours before the mist has fully lifted, Palenque emerges. Palenque is one of the most poetic sites in Maya archaeology. Compared to other Maya cities, visitor traffic here is much quieter. In the background, the sounds of animals from the forest and temples deep within the jungle. The Temple of the Inscriptions is Palenque's central structure. It serves both as a temple and a tomb. In 1952, Mexican archaeologist Alberto Ruz Luillier discovered a hidden staircase beneath the temple's floor. As this staircase descended into the depths, it opened onto a crypt that had remained sealed for centuries. Inside lay an immense stone sarcophagus, and the reliefs on this sarcophagus constituted one of the most complex and striking examples of Maya art. The person inside the tomb was King Pacal. He was a ruler who lived in the 7th century, reigned for over 60 years, and transformed Palenque into one of the most important cultural centers of the Maya world. The reliefs, frescoes, and inscriptions from his reign are considered among the most detailed records of Maya history. The palace's astronomical observatory, the structures of the water group with waterfalls flowing between them, and the temple platforms intertwined with the forest make Palenque one of Mexico's most captivating archaeological experiences. The world beneath the sacred waters. Beneath the Yucatan Peninsula lies a vast underground river and lake system that has formed slowly over thousands of years. The points where the system opens to the surface are natural wells created by collapsed limestone ceilings, cenotes. To the Maya, these wells were not ordinary water sources. They were considered gateways to the underworld, Xibalba. Ceremonies were held and offerings made at these sacred sites. Archaeological finds include gold, jade, and pottery. Today, It is estimated that there are thousands of cenotes throughout the Yucatan. Each one is unique. Some face the open sky, others are located inside a semi-enclosed cave, offering a dimly lit atmosphere with blue-green light patterns. Some are narrow, while others are as open as a large lake. Cenote Iqquil, near Valladolid, is one of the most striking examples. Inside this open cenote, surrounded by 30-meter-high limestone walls, vines and roots hang down like stalactites from above, reaching toward the water's surface. In the early morning hours, the light creates a magical glow on the surface. Gran Cenote, located near Tulum, is among the most popular options for diving and swimming. The water here is crystal clear. For those diving with a mask and fins, the tunnels connecting to the cave system offer a unique experience. Cenotes also reflect Mexico's archaeological, geological, and ecological significance. Cave-blind fish species, aquatic organisms unique to semi-enclosed ecosystems, and the underground oxygen cycle continue to be an active area of research for scientists. The Lake of Seven Colors. We're heading south toward a point near the Belize border. The road narrows, the trees draw closer, and then Bacalar comes into view. Laguna Bacalar changes its surface color depending on its depth. In shallow areas, it's almost transparent turquoise. At medium depths, emerald green. And in deep spots, dark sapphire blue. This color spectrum also shifts with the intensity of sunlight throughout the day. That's why Bacalar is called the Lake of Seven Colors. With its pastel-colored low-rise buildings, tranquil pier, and a few small restaurants, Bacalar remains in a place where large-scale tourism infrastructure has yet to reach. Kayaking, sailing, and swimming are the most natural ways to spend time in Bacalar. The water is calm, the shores are clean, and the surroundings are quiet. We explored the places in Mexico where history is etched into stone, water, and earth. We felt how the Maya read the sky, built cities within the forests, and considered underground waters sacred. On our journey, we're heading to Mexico's coastlines. From the turquoise waters of the Caribbean in Cancun and Tulum, to the warm embrace of the Pacific in Puerto Vallarta. From the island tranquility of Isla Mujeres to the lively rhythm of Playa del Carmen. The coast is calling. Subscribe, we're almost there. The ancient port on the cliffs. The most iconic view of the south is here. Built in the 12th century and one of the Maya's last great urban centers, Tulum rises atop a cliff overlooking the Caribbean. This location is unique among Maya cities. All other major cities were situated inland within forests or plains. Tulum, however, faces the sea. And there's a reason for this. A port city, a trade route. El Castillo stands at the highest point of the cliff. It is believed to have served as a lighthouse for Maya merchant ships. The white of the ruins and the turquoise of the Caribbean share the same frame at the same moment, one of Mexico's most photographed landscapes. On the beach below Tulum, right at the edge of the archaeological site, Caribbean waves crash against the shore. You can swim here. In the shadow of ancient temple walls, just a few meters from thousand-year-old stones. This is an experience possible nowhere else. In recent years, the heart of Tulum has undergone one of Mexico's most striking transformations. Boutique hotels designed with an ecological mindset, sustainable restaurants, and yoga and wellness venues are attracting a new crowd to this area. Tulum is both ancient and modern, both serene and vibrant. This balance isn't easy to find just anywhere. The breathtaking face of the Caribbean. As we travel north along the coast, we arrive at one of the world's most famous vacation destinations. In the early 1970s, Cancun was almost a deserted fishing village. Planned development efforts by the Mexican government and international investors transformed this coastline into one of the world's largest tourism destinations. Here, along the shoreline, you'll find the turquoise waters of the Caribbean on one side and the calm surface of the Nichupte Lagoon on the other. But Cancun is more than just its coastline. It also has a unique identity as a museum. The Underwater Art Museum, MUSA, consists of over 500 life-sized sculptures placed beneath the waters of the Caribbean. Over time, these sculptures transform into coral structures, hosting a vibrant marine ecosystem. Diving here and swimming through this underwater gallery is one of those rare experiences where art and nature intertwine. The Riviera Maya, which begins south of Cancun and stretches all the way to Playa del Carmen, is a coastal strip that houses the world's second-longest coral reef. Known as the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef, this area reveals the existence of another world beneath the sea. Corals, colorful fish, sea turtles, and crystal-clear waters. Between May and September, Cancun's shores witness a unique natural phenomenon, the annual migration of whale sharks. Observing these gentle giants is a truly special experience. The rhythm of Quinta Avenida. Right in the heart of the Riviera Maya, Playa del Carmen welcomes you with a unique energy. Quinta Avenida, or La Quinta for short, is the heart of this city. Dozens of restaurants, cafes, boutiques, and nightlife spots line this long, pedestrian-only street. You can sip local coffee in the morning, shop in the afternoon, and dance to Latin music in the evening. All on the same street at different times. To describe Playa del Carmen as merely a beach resort would be an understatement. Its location, just a short ferry ride from Cozumel Island, makes the city a base for both diving and island excursions. Cozumel is one of the world's top diving destinations. The underwater scenery and the crystal-clear waters of the Palenque Reef. The Charette Eco-Archaeological Park to the south of the city is a comprehensive destination that combines Mexican culture and nature. Mayan traditional performances, wildlife areas, and underground rivers remain a constant attraction for both locals and international visitors. the island where time slows down. A small island just a few kilometers off the coast of Cancun. Isla Mujeres, the island of women. This name was given in reference to the statues of female deities that Spanish explorers found along its shores. The island took this name because of these figures that greeted them, and it still bears this name today. The island is small. You can get around by golf cart. Colorfully painted little houses, clean streets, and a peaceful atmosphere. Playa Norte is the white sand beach on the island's northern coast. Here, the sea is calm, shallow, and crystal clear. Spending time on this beach makes you forget the fast pace of life. In the south of the island, on a rocky promontory, lie ancient Maya ruins. This site, dedicated to Ixchel, the goddess of the moon and fertility, echoes the island's name. Isla Mujeres also stands out for its commitment to marine conservation. The Sea Turtle Conservation Station operating on the island supports sea turtle nesting. During certain periods, you can witness baby turtles being released into the sea. This small scene is more meaningful than the grand vistas. The Sierra Madre's gateway to the sea. We're heading to the Pacific coast, from the turquoise of the Caribbean to the deep blue of the Pacific. Puerto Vallarta is one of the rare cities in Mexico that embodies two distinct identities at once. On one side, the lush green slopes of the Sierra Madre Occidental Mountains. On the other, the endless blue of Banderas Bay. Nestled between these two elements, this place is both a mountain town and a coastal city. The historic center, El Centro, with its narrow cobblestone streets, whitewashed houses, and red-tiled roofs, looks almost like a postcard version of Mexico. The Guadalupe Church, with the silhouette of its tower resembling a crown, is the city's symbol. The Malecón, the coastal promenade, serves as a common meeting spot for locals and visitors alike. Sculpture exhibitions, street artists, and cafes overlooking the sea keep this path constantly lively. Puerto Vallarta is also home to one of Mexico's most established art communities. The city hosts dozens of galleries, weekly art walks, and international festivals. This cultural vibrancy transforms Puerto Vallarta from merely a resort town into a thriving art city. For those looking to explore the mountain slopes, guided forest hikes and zipline courses are available. Being in the forest above while the sea is visible below. Banderas Bay lies along the migration route of humpback whales between December and March. Watching these massive mammals in the open sea gives you a sense of the Pacific's vastness. When you hear the name San Miguel de Allende, one color might come to mind: pink. The flamboyant pink Gothic-inspired towers of La Parroquia de San Miguel Arcángel are a sight captured by thousands of people every day. This city also attracts artists. It attracts writers. It draws musicians. This attraction, which has been ongoing since the 19th century, has made San Miguel one of Mexico's most culturally vibrant cities. The abundance of galleries, pottery workshops, the magnificent ceremonial grandeur of the Day of the Dead celebrations, and the flow of daily life in El Jardín Square enrich this city to such an extent that it deserves a long stay rather than just a fleeting visit. Its historic center, listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List, is designated alongside the Atotonilco Chapel. This chapel is sometimes referred to as Mexico's Sistine Chapel. Its wall and ceiling frescoes are breathtaking. The city of Guanajuato is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is just as colorful, but in a different way. In contrast to San Miguel's shades of pink and gold, Guanajuato offers a chaotic yet enchanting sight. With houses in crocus purple, turquoise, and lemon yellow clinging to the mountainside. Beneath the city lies a network of tunnels converted from old flood channels. These tunnels are now open to vehicle traffic. Callejón del Beso, Kiss Alley, is perhaps Guanajuato's most romantic spot. The distance between two adjacent balconies is just a few centimeters. And there's a love legend associated with this street. Every guide tells it differently. But the ending is always the same. The International Cervantino Festival, dedicated to Cervantes, transforms this city into an art stage every October. Musicians, theater artists, and dancers from all over the world fill the streets of Guanajuato. During those days, music is never in short supply in the narrow streets. Mexico, ancient pyramids and modern metropolises, volcanic peaks and tropical coastlines. The astronomical calculations of the Maya and villages where ancient traditions are still passed down from generation to generation. This is the true identity of a country where such diversity adds to its beauty. Those who visit Mexico once find themselves planning their next trip because a canyon corner is still waiting for you. A market morning in a town you've never heard of. A cenote you haven't yet discovered. Mexico never ends. Only the destinations change for your next visit. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If a place left something within you, that feeling will already lead you to your next journey. At True Explorations, a new world every week. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next journey is starting very soon.